All right, old school NBA fans, self-research, NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. In this video here, very interesting one. Obviously, you're never going to hear anything like this from the big media. And a lot of this stuff, I just dig into myself. I discover it. Sometimes people in the comments will say something that will either spark me to look it up or to rebut it. Like, is that true? Whatever. But this is one I just kind of came across. Did you know, out of the top 75 players, there's only 5 who, when having a winning record, won at least one round of the playoffs. Only 5 of the 75 can say that. So, before I get into the 5, I first wanted to go through kind of like my top 10, just so everybody, before they ask, like, well, what about this guy? What about that guy? I'll start with LeBron James, okay? He's somebody people have in the top 10, top 5, even GOAT. So, okay. Well, LeBron James had a winning record in 18 of his 21 seasons. 2005, his team finished 42-40. They obviously didn't win a round of the playoffs because they didn't make the playoffs. Now you're going to say, well, how can you hold it against him? He didn't make the playoffs. Well, that's just it. If you have a team, this is my position. If you have a team that is at least over 500, good enough, then you should be getting them into the playoffs if you're the GOAT or if you're a top 5, whatever. If it happens once or something, sure, but we should be counting it against you. But anyway, 2005, LeBron James was All-NBA, and he had an all-star teammate. So the age thing is irrelevant. If the guy is second-team All-NBA, they're saying he's one of the 10 best players in the NBA, and you have another all-star on your team, and you're 42-40, uninterested, don't want to hear it. I don't care about the age. He's All-NBA, right? The next time it happened was in 2021 on the Lakers. They're 42-30. They got beat by Phoenix in the first round in 6 games. And then last year in 2024, they're 47-35, and they lost in 5 to Denver. So 3 times LeBron James had a winning record and failed to win at least one round in the playoffs. Shaquille O'Neal, he's got several. He had a winning record in 17 of his 18 seasons. One year he was 41-41. I didn't count the last year in Boston because he wasn't a starter. 1994, 50-win team, 50-32. They got beat in the first round by Indiana 3-0. And I think Indiana was only like a 47-win team. That's a blemish. 2007, when he was on Miami, they were 44-38. They got swept by the Bulls in the first round. 2008, when he was on Phoenix, they're a 55-27 team. They got beat in the first round by San Antonio in 5. 2009, the next year, they're 46-36, but missed the playoffs. That's 4 right there for Shaq. 4 times he had a winning record, but failed to win one round in the playoffs. Tim Duncan, he had a winning record in all 19 of his years. He didn't play in the 2000 playoffs, so that one you got a nix. But in 2009, San Antonio was 54-28. They got beat by Dallas in the first round in 5 games. In 2011, they were 61-21. Lost to Memphis in 6 games in the first round. And then in 2015, they were 55-27. Lost to the Clippers in 7 in the first round. So that's 3 times he failed to win a round when having a winning record. Olajuwon happened a lot. In 85, 88, 89, 91, 92, 99, and 2001. A lot of bad luck with that. Some of the times he would have injuries, so the record would be worse than what they really were, but they'd be forced to play a tough team right away, and then some of them, he'd lose in 7 or lose in 5 in a best of 5, that kind of thing. That's just what happens. 7 times Olajuwon failed to win one round of the playoffs. Wilt Chamberlain only once. That was in 1961 with a 46-33 record, got swept by the Syracuse Nationals in the first round, 3-0. Only once. Larry Bird, only once. 1990. coming back from the back injury. 52-30, they got beat in the first round by the Knicks. They were actually up 2-0 and lost 3 in a row to lose that series. The only time Bird lost in the first round. Kareem, 3 times. In 1973 on a 60-22 team, lost to Golden State in 6. 1978, when he was on the Lakers, 45-37, lost to Seattle 2-1. It was a best of 3 back then, but still, it's still a loss. In 1981, they were 54-28, lost to Houston 2 out of 3. I know Magic was a little hobbled, but 3 times it happened for Kareem. Kobe, just twice. 06 and 07 against Phoenix in the first round. They were 45-37 and 42-40. So he just got those 2. So Magic has 2 also. The 81, just like Kareem, lost to Houston in a best of 3 series. And then the other one was in 96 when he made that comeback after a 5-year layoff. They lost to the 2-time defending champion Houston Rockets in 4. So that's it, though, in Magic's entire career. Only twice did it happen. One was a best of 3, one was a best of 5. The 5 players are, here's the first guy, and you want to talk about old school. Yeah, so Mr. George Mikan. George Mikan, from 1949 through 1954, those 6 years, he obviously won. He won 5 championships in there. But yes, he won at least 1 round in every season. That's one guy. Here's the next guy, a New York Knick. Maybe not one that you're thinking of.
Wearing 21 today, and 22, Dave DeBusschere. Hey, and the Knicks lead. Into the corner to Hayes. Hayes guarded by Reed. DeBusschere with the rebound. Off to Reed. Reed, who played for the first time in 7 games last night. Well, he gives it to DeBusschere. DeBusschere driving on Unsung. Passes off to Monroe, number 21.
That's a pretty good indication that they're playing pretty good defense, and they're not giving too many second shots.
Monroe, number 10, Frazier. 24, Bradley, cut across the top of the key, but Monroe gets the ball, gives to DeBusschere. DeBusschere misses, but is fouled on the play. To Wes Unsung, over DeBusschere. DeBusschere's defense helping force Unsung to be really off the mark. 1, New York leading 17-16. Reed. Hayes switching off to guard Bradley. DeBusschere over the screen. Beautiful.
And that's a bad sign, because they are so much better when they run.
5 turnovers, and DeBusschere Monroe.
But to consistently play well, the Bullets have to run.
Personals. Hayes guarded by Reed along the lane. DeBusschere on the rebound. And by, picking up Dave DeBusschere in the corner. DeBusschere on the move. Beautiful.
So yeah, Mr. DeBusschere. Here's a guy that probably would have had 10 or 12 all defenses. And when he was on Detroit, the team just wasn't that good. They were just never able to really put it all together to do anything. He comes to the Knicks and really injects something into that team, because they were just kind of sputtering. They had Frazier. Frazier was young, though, and Reed. And they had some other good players, too. Like Jerry Lucas ended up joining their team, and Earl Monroe. They had 5 top 75 players at one time. But Dave DeBusschere is definitely an unsung hero. A really good all-around player. And then you got this guy who I wouldn't say he was just along for the ride. He did have a meaningful part in the greatest dynasty in NBA history.
Probably the greatest shooter on the ball club is Sam Jones.
Sam Jones reached superstar class, eventually replacing Bob Cousy as a finesse guard who could slice through defenses and shoot over them, putting in over 15,000 points in his career.
Jones on that play.
Sam. Fred Schaus wants timeout.
Well, the Celtics couldn't have asked for a better start, jumping out to an 8-0 lead.
Sanders to Sam, and Sam hits screen. Sam Jones. Sam guarded by McLaughlin, number 11. Sam, top of the circle, still with McLaughlin. The turnaround, the hit. Havlicek in to Sam. Sam shoots and hits.
To appreciate Boston's power, you have to consider their double punch, the offense as well as their defense. They're known for their fast breaks, and here the versatile Havlicek starts one off with slick Sam Jones getting the basket.
To Havlicek. Havlicek feeds Sam. Driving layup. Good. The delivery done.
So yeah, Sam Jones, Mr. Clutch. From 1958 to 1969, all 12 years, they won at least one round in the playoffs every year. So that's impressive. You know, they never got caught slipping, not once. You know, like I said, Will Chamberlain got slipping in 1961 by Syracuse, swept 3-0. Never caught them slipping. And the same with his teammate.
For to dominate, yes.
What a block by Russell!
I mean, it was like a man playing with boys.
Everybody was just afraid of layup, so they would stop short and take a jump shot. I mean, he just intimidated people.
Part of that reputation is based on psychic. As a player, when you challenge him.
Fast break, West. West all alone. Look at Russell come down. And what a play by Russell!
We shut a guy down, or block a guy's shot and say, we'll do it again. If you come back again, we'll do it another time. So you'll have to try something else to do. That more.
Offensively and defensively. He both offensively and defensively. He gave new dimensions to what we were doing out there.
That he played in. I believe he had a neurotic need to be great.
Well, I might say that Russell wants to win this thing so bad he can taste it, and that was a mark of how much he wants to win it.
Mr. Bill Russell. You guys been following my channel for any length of time. You know how I feel about him. He's definitely got GOAT considerations. All 13 seasons for Bill Russell. All 13. He won at least one round of the playoffs. Obviously, there was only 1 year he failed to reach the finals. 1 year. That was in '67 against the fifth best team of all time, at least record-wise in the regular season. So, what can you say? I mean, no letdowns there. And then, of course, this guy here.
For a better defensive player and, of course, bigger.
To Jordan in the paint.
It's Houston that goes 7 minutes without scoring in the fourth quarter and still wins the game.
Michael Jordan! Oh, vintage Michael!
Defensively.
Jordan for three. That one goes down.
Let's talk about fresh legs, too, as we see Anthony Hardaway with a turnover.
Jordan with the steal. The finger roll goes down. The tie. Jordan. Bushler. Michael tips it in. It's tied.
6:39 to go. Orlando already in the penalty. The Bulls have committed 3 team fouls.
With the steal and the jam. Bulls by 3.
Lane, and watch Scottie Pippen. He gets in the way of Horace Grant, so he cannot get down the floor.
Yep, Michael Jordan. People love to crap on Jordan for losing to the Celtics and, you know, whatever. Milwaukee, oh, he was 1-9 in his first 3 playoff games. He was on a bad team playing great teams. Great teams. And when he had a decent team, he won at least one round of the playoffs. He didn't always have a great team. You know, I mean, please. And so in those years where it was in between, okay, in 1988, they won 50 games. Well, they won a round of the playoffs. They got beat by the team who almost won the championship, was one game away, 1988, the Pistons. And then in 1989, the Bulls are 47-35. They're the 6th seed, playing the 3 seed. What happens? They beat them. They beat the 57-win Cleveland Cavaliers. They didn't lose, or else Jordan wouldn't be on this list. Obviously, in 1990, the 55-win team all the way through the first three-peat. But in 1995, a 47-win team. And you can say whatever about, oh, well, Jordan would have affected the record. They would have been better than that had he been there all year. I'm sure that's correct. But they still had to play a 51-win Charlotte team, and Charlotte had home court advantage. And the Bulls beat them in 4. There you go. Plain and simple. Again, not winning at least one round in the playoffs when having a winning record. The 2 years on Washington, losing record. The first 3 years on the Bulls, losing record. But the other 10 years, yeah, that's all fair game. But Michael Jordan is 10 for 10. So I think you'll find that that's pretty impressive. That's the 3rd best on this whole list. Not that you're asking, but if you just wanted a couple examples of what about this guy, what about that guy? Well, Jerry West was 10 out of 12. 10 times out of 12 attempts, he won at least one round in the playoffs. Dwayne Wade won 9 out of 13 when he had a winning record to win at least one round in the playoffs. David Robinson was 9 out of 12. Willis Reed was 6 out of 7. Close, but he did lose one. Scottie Pippen, you wonder, what about Pippen? Pippen 4 times lost in the first round. Now, granted, that was after the Bulls, but still, in 1999, Pippen was only 33 years old, hardly over the hill and washed. And they got beat in the first round by the Lakers in 4 games. What do you want me to say? They just did. And then when he was on Portland after 2000, it was what, 01, 02, 03, they got beat in the first round in all 3 of those years. Kevin McHale, 11 out of 13, pretty good, but he lost some when Bird was sidelined with injuries. Allen Iverson only won 4 out of 8. Anthony Davis, 3 out of 5. John Havlicek, 13 out of 14. He did lose one in the 70s when he was on Boston. Patrick Ewing, this one here is stunning. Patrick Ewing, 11 out of 12. 11 out of 12 times he had a winning record. He won at least one round in the playoffs. Period. Bam. There you go. No, Ewing didn't have a team winning multiple championships or whatever. You know, he got to the finals the one time. He could have been a part of it in 99 had he stayed healthy. But still, everybody craps on Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing didn't get a chance to play with a top 75 player. Barely even a Hall of Famer. I think he had like Bernard King, a handful of games. Maurice Cheeks, a handful of games. Otherwise, it was just him. 11 out of 12 times he had a winning record. He wins at least one round in the playoffs. You can put that in your pipe and smoke it. Now, for all you LeBron fans out there that love to piss on Ewing but prop up Dirk Nowitzki, well, Dirk Nowitzki had a winning record 15 times. Guess how many times he won out of the first round? 7. 7 out of 15 times, Dirk Nowitzki won more than one round in the playoffs. And he had a bunch of good teams, good records and all that. 7 out of 15, less than half, did this dude win more than one round in the playoffs when having a winning record. Patrick Ewing, 11 out of 12. Don't want to hear it. Uninterested. So, anyway, that's all I got for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing the video, that would be great. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing it. I give daily content. And, you know, I try to be as active as I can in the comments with you guys. That's it. Thanks again for watching. And until next time.